syphilitic transmission.
I couldn't like grasp it.
Yeah.
It seemed like your favorite thing. Just throwing up.
Every loser has to double up on it.
Especially the really young ones.
That was a weird point for me too, where I realized the players I was watching were my age.
Same age as me.
Yeah.
Like Jude Bellingham, he's 2 days with me.
Yeah.
That guy is like obviously top player. It was heartbreaking.
To be honest, that was the greatest moment of the entire season.
Absolutely.
I mean, single-handedly, that was the second free kick.
And now, entering field one, the challenger, Amarantella, Hidalgo,
I was actually at my house watching that game, and all my friends were so I was like, oh man, I can't wait to invite them over, so I'm the only one that celebrated. No, they were all pointing and laughing. I went to the athletic
Okay, be honest. Was it a double touch?
I wasn't at that game. I was at the first one.
Oh, okay. I think that is a slight BS. Like, for them to be eliminated because of that. I mean, it wasn't because, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, absolutely.
part of me felt like that was a little bit of ridiculous.
I think that there was a lot of really bad balls from both ways.
But that's
So,
I didn't so I'm gonna trust you.
there's a couple question marks on that. Like there was one, if your hands out there,
Yeah. Sure.
and then he crossed it, hit it with his hand, there's a guy wide open, and he called it. There's a couple really
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Do I think
Any
it was a
direction
double
you got from me, Anthony?
But it happened we lost it. And if we would have lost to Atletico,
Yeah. Yeah.
so at the end of the day,
I feel like a double touch. I mean, again, this is like so emotional. Like, I feel like to be a double touch, there should be something.
We'll probably bring an umbrella or something tomorrow for the rain.
I'm not saying this is like didn't
Yeah.
touch.
I don't need, I would, like, ideally it would be cool to, like, have a tent up here, but we just don't have enough real espace,
Like, that's part of it, like,
you see that
yeah. If they have, like, a, if they have, like, an umbrella that has, like, a bogan arm or something that can attach to one of these rails, that would be
well,
money.
because he was, he's
Yeah,
like,
but if
like,
not,
that was the thing, is like, he
But,
was
yeah, we were prepared to weather it, yeah. Cool. Awesome, yeah, appreciate it.
something like if it's like
Nobody yet, just the officials.
it's no
far.
if it's like it
I can get on board with that because it did saw him lose his way.
yeah, and it looked
I remember
Practicing for me later. Come on.
it was one of the like later games. It was like
Defender, number 10.
Welcome, everybody, to the 2025 TST tournament from Cary, North Carolina at WakeMed Soccer Park. It is the biggest festival of the beautiful game across the world. It is the start of what is going to be a long weekend of the highest level of soccer you can get. I am David Goss, joining you from Field 5 as we get ready for the Mississauga Dolphins to take on Liga Fut7 in our opening match here of the day, of the tournament, and of the group. It is a big match for these teams to set the stage. The top two teams from every group will move through. And, of course, here at TST, we do things a little bit different. 7v7, 40-minute games, 20-minute halves. But the big thing is how all of these games end. A walk-off goal every single time you watch a game here at TST. We have target score time. So at the end of regular time, we will put target score that is one more goal than the leading team or one more goal than both teams if we are tied. And we play until someone scores that goal. So every single game will end on a walk-off. Every single game will end in drama.
Our opening match will feature Mississauga Dolphins as they take on Liga Fut7.
Let's get to our starting lineups. Liga Fut7 coming in for the first time.
For those unfamiliar, TST rules are as follows. We'll play two 20-minute halves. Of course, it's 7v7. After the two 20-minute halves, we will have a target score time. At the end of the second half, we set a target score by adding 1 to the leading team's goal count. For example,
welcome everybody to the 2025 TST Soccer Tournament, the biggest festival of the beautiful game across the world, from Cary, North Carolina, in WakeMed Soccer Park, for what is going to be a long weekend of the beautiful game. And we are ready to get started with the opening game of the entire tournament between Mississauga Dolphins and Liga Fut7, a brand new team making their first entrant into this competition. It is 12 groups of 4 on the men's side. The top two teams will be going through to the knockout rounds on the road to $1 million for the winning team. For this Liga Fut7 team, a combination of some of the best 7v7 players in Mexico and Brazil, trying to bring their games here to TST for the first time, follow in the footsteps of La Bombonera from last year, and win this competition in their inaugural opportunity. On the flip side, we have the Mississauga Dolphins, a team comprised of many of the players who have been at this competition last year and the year before as SLC, making the final 2 years ago in the opening competition, and then Toronto Athletic last year getting knocked out in the round of 32, and an opportunity to try and get some revenge for last year and move on to a higher level. Here at TST, we do things a little bit different. Every game, 20-minute halves for a 40-minute game, and we will end on a walk-off goal no matter what. Target score time. Once we enter after the 40 minutes, we'll set a goal mark, one more than the leading team, and we will not finish the game until someone scores that goal. And that is what makes TST different. It makes every game dramatic, and it means that your team is always in it until the very end on the road to $1 million. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for these two teams in their opening games. For this Mississauga Dolphins side, as I mentioned, some players who have been here before. Number 11, Daniel Chamelet, has been here twice, one of the best creative attackers in this competition, and a player that this team will look to play through. Philippe Zendelik as well, another leader in this side who has been in this competition before and will look to lead from the front in this one. On the flip side, for this Liga Fut7 team, some of the best indoor players in the world. Number 5, El Majo, Jorge Emasquila, playing right now in the Kings League in Mexico, a Pumas Academy player, Mexican Youth International. And Marcelo Fattori, one of the best 7 7v7 players in all of Brazil. Has played in the Kings League down there, was the 2019 World Player of the Year. So it's a clash of titans to start this one off as we get ready for kickoff. The Mississauga Dolphins, and they're all white kits with the red shoulders, representing Canada. The lone men's team out of the Great White North in this game. And on the flip side, Liga Fut, a combination of Mexican and Brazilian players wearing that standard Brazilian gold. And Liga Fut7 is going to get us kicked off here. The opening day, opening game of the 2025 TST tournament. And we are off and playing for the opening 20-minute half of this competition. It is going to be fast. It is going to be exciting. David Goss with you here on the tournament's YouTube page. We will be here all day. The last kickoff of the night at 10:30 p.m. So it is a feast and a festival of the beautiful game, both in person and from afar, as Liga Fut7 comes out on the front foot as the aggressors. This Mississauga team, I mentioned, a mix of players who have been here before and new players. The Mississauga Dolphins, as a club, won the $100,000 prize in an indoor competition hosted in Toronto based off TST. So that put their name on this team going forward, and they pulled in some players who have been a part of this in the past. And so a good mix of experience and some new blood, as you see a number of returning teams this year that have tried to add the right pieces to get them over the line this time. As Zendelek picks that one up, he will go quickly with the throw. Opportunity to break away for the Dolphins. The clip on the edge of the box, and we've got our first free kick of the game coming up. Mississauga trying to get into the attack quickly. There was Darius Kerr Cooper to draw the foul on the edge of the box. Two-man wall. Not a ton of space on these small goals. The shot comes in, and it's deflected away at the last moment. Lurking there was Daniel Chamelet on that far post. And now a chance for Mississauga to put their foot on the ball and knock it around a little bit. All these teams have been here for a couple days. Many of these groups have been training for months in this format, in this style, to learn the play. Running substitutions are allowed, so they can make changes at any time. Of course, only 7 players on the field, so the player has to come off first. They have to make the sub from that midfield line between the two benches. But all of it needs to be fully cohesive. You cannot make a mistake and open yourself up in a transition moment. There's a turnover there, but a slip. Now an opportunity for the Dolphins, taken away. And Liga Fut starts the attack in the other direction. Kleberson with the opening pass. Now all the way across the field to Lucas Silva. You can see the creativity of Josan Lindo. Pressured. Silva now back on the ball. Mississauga defending in their block. And able to keep things clean for the moment. Out wide once again. Liga Fut trying to use the full space here. The early shot. And it's off the outside of the post. The opening look of the game and of the tournament here at TST. And now we've got the line change coming for both sides, trying to keep the energy fresh. This is the first of 2 games today for these teams as well. So a doubleheader for every team on the opening day. Right now the temperature perfect as the sun still rises, but it will get hotter and hotter as the day goes along. And these coaches will have to manage their energy. Long ball over the top. And that one just a little bit too far for this Mississauga Dolphins team, looking for Maxime Koval. Koval has played internationally across the world in Eastern Europe, as well as all the way as far as New Zealand before coming back to Canada and becoming a part of this Mississauga Dolphins side. Many of the players in this group play in the renowned League One Ontario, the original amateur league in Canada that's now expanded across the provinces and has helped develop some of the best players in the Canadian national team setup. The likes of the Alistair Johnstons and Kyle Larrens of the world who have come through League One Ontario in their time. Vaughan Azzurri has represented that league in the Canadian Championship a number of years, and that tournament it continues to expand. But you can see the nature and comfortable setup for this Liga Fut side playing in a 7v7 as that cross comes in. The field size is one of the things, as you hear from people, that is very unique in this TST for a 7v7 tournament. It is actually a larger field than many other competitions play. So it takes a little bit of comfort as Jared Phillips checks in for the first time. Big switch out wide for Jason Alvarado. Both teams showing patience early on here. Hussein has it turned over, and Liga Fut now looking to rotate out of the back. Rodrigo Rocha da Silva in goal for this Liga Fut7 squad. One of the most experienced players in this team. He has been a two-time 7v7 World Cup winner with the Brazilian national team. His claims for a foul there go unheeded, and quickly Mississauga turns it back over. Both these teams trying to find their feet here in this competition. Gonna work straight up the middle now. The cut inside, the switch of the field. Liga Fut's been quick to try and find that rotation across the field, but you have to cut inside a little bit quicker if that's what you want to do. Try and take advantage of the shifting defense. But another turnover for Mississauga, struggling in possession. And once again, it's Hegon who takes it over. Hegon, one of the players who's played on the outdoor field in his career, but now moving indoors. That one sneaks past the goalkeeper, but no one there to knock it in. It'll be a restart for the Dolphins. So Philip Zendelek in goal once again, a member of that famed Vaughan Azzurri squad. Played in this tournament in 23 and 24, but there's been an add to this Canadian side. Carlos Zeballos, the backup goalkeeper, was here last year with Reggae Rovers. He was used as a target score specialist, came off the bench in every target score because of his ability with his feet, scored 2 goals and had an assist. So that is an ace in the sleeve for this Mississauga side. As the game moves along in target score, you start to pull players off the field. It requires the goalkeepers to become more and more involved in the attack. We saw last year a number of teams put field players in goal and try and rotate, but in bad turnovers, you end up with a non-goalkeeper in net. But this Mississauga team has that ace up their sleeve in having a goalkeeper comfortable with his feet. Cannot turn there. Hegon leading the counter-attack. Now it's one back to Phillips. Phillips will go all the way back to goal. Mississauga still trying to find some comfort in possession. Find a little bit of space here. Teammates running up the field. Good tackle from Joselindo. And Zendelek now in no rush. And as I said, the comfort of goalkeepers in possession, a massive part to add that extra player on the field that you can play through. Turned over. Liga Fut7 trying to go quickly in transition. Chance here. The slide tackle comes in, and it's a foul on the top of the box. Looked like a good tackle from our angle, but the referee right on top of that one makes the call definitively, and we've got the first free kick coming for Liga Fut. So free kick coming here, still looking for the opening goal. It's played in, it's off the goalkeeper, and luckily bounces back into his arms. Zendelek able to make the save. And the first big opportunity of the game goes wanting there for this Brazilian-Mexican squad. It's a beautiful touch into space there, and once again, Liga Fut on the charge. Can they get the results for all of the domination they've had in these opening minutes? It's the type of tournament where you have to take advantage of your phases of play. These teams all too good across the board to dominate from start to finish. So you have to take advantage when you can. Zendelek looks to go long. Good bump of the body there to keep possession. Cross played in, it's knocked away. Second opportunity coming now for Mississauga. Played into the feet there of Reed. Mississauga trying to find some connections. Beautifully done there from Rodrigo. And a chance to break once again. Moving forward in front of goal, laid off, and it's cleared away. It was selfless there as Dominguez tried to get on the end of that one. I thought maybe El Pitu Bocanegra Beltran could have taken the shot himself from inside the box. Understandably went for the layoff to a player already facing goal. But Daniel Chamelet able to recover that one. So Mississauga hanging on a little bit here. Turn and attacking here. Space now for the shot, and it's just over the crossbar. The veteran Raheem Rose, just off the bench, rotates in. Trying to find some space. Had 2 goals last year in this competition. Second on the team. So Mississauga trying to find their feet, and you'd expect it would be through the players who have been here before and know what it takes. As I mentioned, under the name SLC FC, this group went to the final in year 1, losing to the Newtown Pride in target score time, heartbreaking fashion. Came back last year, and the nature of a tournament is not always going to go the same way. Lost in the round of 32 to the Raleigh Rebels, one of the local squads, and looking to go back to the final day of action here this year. Good split of new teams and returning sides. Nani bringing his group back. We'll see them later today here on Field 5. And, of course, every game broadcast from TST, either on the YouTube channel or on ESPNU here from Cary, North Carolina. If you're in the area and you don't have tickets, you should get them. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience out here, just wandering around, seeing these players up close. You can take in games back to back to back to back. There's nothing else like it as we get another free kick opportunity for this Liga Fut side. Played across the box. Shooting chance now. Cut back. Opportunity and cleared away. It was a good look from El Mago. Jorge Emscamila, one of the leaders of this team. A well-taken free kick with a finishing chance not there. And you just see how many bodies there are in the box in those moments like free kicks. It's so hard to find that gap and find that opening, and every touch you take closes it just a little bit more. This one all the way across the field. Liga Fut using the width very, very well so far. That one not able to be guided out for a goal kick. But the foul will go against Mixley Cruz. So as I mentioned, this team a combination of Mexican and Brazilian players. Fut7 League started in Brazil 12 years ago, and it has expanded across Latin America. And the two giants of The 7v7 game are Mexico and Brazil. So these players have played against each other in some of the biggest tournaments, of course, including World Cups. And now a chance to put together a bit of an all-star team for this competition. So the full span of the Americas, as far south as Brazil to as far north as Canada here. A little bit of physicality on that play. The eventual header out from Joselindo. Mississauga with the shot. A little bit more individual from this Mississauga squad. And Franz Melia with the strike there. Immediately the substitutes roll through for both these teams. Good footwork here, and Zendelek able to clean up the cross from Joselindo. And the whistle goes against Marcelo Fut7. Fut7, as I said, multiple-time World Player of the Year, one of the dominant forces in the Brazilian Kings League. Some of these players playing in the Mexican Kings League. We'll see some of the players from the original Spanish League as well in this tournament. A very fluid split as now Liga Fut flying forward. The touch from Chamelet, and it had to be there. It was 4v2, and Mississauga emergency defending, able to knock it away. We've got our first corner kick of the game coming up as we enter the final 5 minutes of this first half. 20-minute halves leading to target score time. Every game, of course, will end in a walk-off. There is no set clock. Once we get into target score time, we play until someone scores that goal, pulling a player off the field for both sides as we move through that target score time. Silva rotates possession. Fut7 plays it out wide. Mississauga deep in their block here. Trying to keep the gaps closed inside of their shape, and the long strike over the crossbar once again, this time from Joselindo. It's been active so far in the opening half of this game as we get the next line change from Mississauga. Talking to the teams, that has been one of the biggest things they've worked on coming into this tournament. When to make those changes. As you see teams possess longer and longer, you see defending teams get more and more tired, but you don't get that break to make the change. So you will see a lot of teams do so if they're able to earn a goal kick or if the goalie can get in possession to try and keep players fresh. It's short sprints, but it's heavy energy on the legs. Every single moment you're on the field. Nowhere to hide when it comes to 7v7. Volk loses possession. Phillips steps in and half clearance, half shot there for Mississauga side. A number of these Canadian players playing with the Canadian futsal national team. So some international experience there as the foul gets called against Isaiah Reed. Once again, Joselindo pushing the game as we've seen so far in this first half. Ball knocked away down the line. Joselindo able to recover. Played out, and it will be a restart here. No throw-ins, but the restarts have to come on the ground at this TST. Layoff coming. Silva with the shot. It's through the box. It's knocked away. Second bite at it now for this Liga Fut squad. Space on the edge of the box. Trying to go by Phillips. Referee says play on. And we've got a goal kick coming for the Mississauga Dolphins. They are bending but not breaking defensively here in this opening half of this tournament. It is the shortest road to $1 million any of us will ever find. The potential after 5 days of soccer to have the chance at it. So while it is a full tournament and a sort of tortoise wins it slow but steady, you don't have a lot of time to settle in. Can one of these teams steal a goal and steal the momentum here at the end of this first half? We're in the final minute of the half. Zendelek under pressure now. Goes long. It's deflected. It goes out. It's going to be a restart for Liga Fut trying to take advantage. And Mississauga once again the right place at the right time to keep things steady. Turned over here. Rose flying forward. He's got the best look of the game so far for Mississauga. This shot deflected right off a defender. And it'll go out in favor of the Canadian team. Last year, this Canadian side, they've started the tournament with a 1-0 win. They ended up having the biggest comeback in TST history, down 4-0 in their second game against Fut7, came back to win 5-4, and finished out the group stage with a 4-0 win over Kingdom. So it is a team with goals in it, a different group slightly this time, but same coach, a number of the same players. You'd expect the goals to come as this game wears along. Touched out there. It'll be a restart for Liga Fut, and that'll be the final kick of this first half. Dominant for the new side. The mix of Brazilian and Mexican 7 players, understanding the flow of the game, but cannot find a crack in this Mississauga defense. The Dolphins now will work on the offensive game plan to come back in the second half. We'll be back in just a moment with all your second half action here from TST in Cary, North Carolina.
TST would like to thank its community partners, Window Hero and the United States Marine Corps, for supporting TST and helping bring the event to life. Be sure to stop by their tables to learn more about what they do and connect with their teams. We're proud to have them as part of the TST communities. Our partners, Window Hero and the United States Marine Corps.
I don't know if they're playing. Welcome back, everyone, as we get ready for the second half here from Cary, North Carolina, and TST. Liga Fut7 against Mississauga Dolphins. And you can see from the stats, 5-4 in shots in favor of Liga Fut7, but 3-1 shots on goal. Only 2 saves for Mississauga, none for this Liga Fut side. And I think that tells the story of this first half, as the two teams are back on the field and we are ready to get kicked off for this second half. This Liga Fut side, a lot of dominant play, but no goal to show for it. So Mississauga still fully in this one. Let's see what these two coaching staffs have up their sleeves to start this second half. We have a new set of players on the field, so not back to the original starting lineups. No shock that Raheem Rose, one of the most productive players in that first half, on the field to start for this Mississauga Dolphins side. Daniel Chamelet back on the field as well for this Liga Fut side. We saw in that first half dominant play from number 8, Marcelo Fattori, as well as number 11, Josel Nildo. Two of the Brazilian players in this Brazilian-Mexican mixed squad. Some of the best 7v7 players in the world. We do have the goalkeeper change for this Liga Fut side. Diego Reina, a MASL goalkeeper, playing arena soccer here in the United States, as we have the opening goal. A stunner! The flying kick from Herbert de Sousa. And Liga Fut knocked on the door. They couldn't break through in the opening half. And you will not see a better goal in this competition than what you saw there. Clearly pre-worked by this Liga Fut side. The cross comes in, but it's still a ton of work left to do for the Brazilian attacker out of Fortaleza. The flying volley, the bicycle kick, and the stunning opener. Worth the wait for this Liga Fut squad. They've got the 1-0 lead, and now they're looking to make it 2. Quickly on the attack. And the shot comes in, and it's just wide from Andre Dos Santos. So the message at halftime immediately coming through for this squad. What a start for this Liga Fut7 team. You could see from the celebration, it's one of those goals that will always be remembered for Herbert de Sousa. What can the Dolphins do to respond now? Trying to extend their pressure a little bit. Make life a little bit harder for this Liga Fut squad. The challenge here, 1v1. Joselindo going down under pressure. And finally the big clearance from Silva. It was good work there from Jonas Jama, one of the players new to this TST setup for this Canadian group. Quickly played in. Rose under pressure. Rose turns it over. And now transition going the other way. The goal scorer, De Souza, trying to link up with Andre Dos Santos. We didn't see a lot of Dos Santos in that first half. You can see here, clear setup to be that target forward on the top of the box. Many of the teams will look for that sort of post-up man to play through. Chance with your back to goal to lay it off, set your teammates up, try and pull the defense a little bit deeper. Tackle away there from El Mago. One of the leaders expected of this team, and another tackle that leads to a transition moment. Can Liga Fut take advantage? The strike comes in, and it's buried in the corner. 2 goals for Herbert de Souza to open this second half, and the Brazilian has his squad flying. And there's a bite kick on the first chance. This time he set himself up. Able to turn and create the opening as he cut to the right. Snuck that one into the far post for his second goal of the game. So dominant performance in the first half led to no returns. Liga Fut, though, not taking their foot off the gas and opening up this second half in style. Now a reminder, you are never out of a game here at TST because every game ends in target score time, so the clock can never run out on you. For Mississauga now, it's about limiting the damage, trying to get as close as they can for target score time. Once we reach target score time, we would set the target score 1 goal more than the leading team, or 1 goal more if we are tied. So right now it would be 3, and the first team to hit 3 goals wins the game. We take a player off the field every 3 minutes once we get into target score time to create some more space and push the goals to come. And every target score game winner will get a special Adidas branded golden fleece scarf. Something for them to carry with them for the rest of their lives, on top of the title of having scored the target score winner. Zendelik off his line, able to pick that one up. This is Group A action here at TST, the opening groups stage match. It is a group where many see the potential winner coming out of, as La Bombonera, last year's reigning champions, are part of this group, along with a team out of Hidalgo. This Liga Fut side, new to this tournament, but as I said, with some of the best 7v7 players on the planet. And this Mississauga group with a collection of players who made it to the final in the opening tournament 2 years ago. As this one snuck outside. Too long, and an opportunity for Christian Hernandez to get on the end of that one. And Mella trying to get on the end of it for this Mississauga team as they've rotated through their group, trying to find the combinations that work best.
Target score would be 3, and the first side to 3 would be the victor.
Because of target score time, there is really no advantage to wasting out the game like you see in a normal soccer game, because the clock can never run out. If you are a team leading, if you're a team with an advantage, you want to push that advantage to give yourself as much breathing room as possible. So you won't see teams really sit on the game. There's no going to the corners and trying to waste the clock in this tournament. It is all about pushing the play and trying to score more goals. That's why it is one of the most fun events we have of the year, and what a time to do it. The start of the summer before a slew of international tournaments around the world. Club World Cup and Gold Cup here in the U.S. The Women's European Championships and Copa America on the horizon. TST is really the start of the summer for the soccer calendar. This one playing through the pressure now. Chance for Liga Fut to break forward once again. That one's too long. Mixley Cruz trying to find the feet there of Angel Dominguez, one of the many players on this team that plays in MASL, the Arena Soccer League here in North America, split across the U.S. and Mexico. We have a full day of games here at TST, a day session and an evening session. Our final game on this field will kick off at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. So leave the YouTube page up. Get to ESPNU as well. You've got games all day to keep you company. Joselindo cuts it back. Looked like he was going to set his own shot up, but then tried to find the feet of Dominguez. Mississauga, their emergency defending has been good, but it's been the turnovers in dangerous areas. A lot of losses on 1v1 plays in the middle of the field that have left them exposed. And Mississauga get that first goal to work their way back. Now Zendelik walks it forward. I haven't seen Liga Fut really defend in their block much. Good Play there from Phillips. Plays it inside, and it's the opening goal for the Canadian side. Darius Kerr Cooper played his college soccer here in the United States, able to break in. It was the first real good look for this Mississauga side. They have stopped the bleeding. They've cut this lead in half. So Jared Phillips, the captain, one of the experienced players in this group, had an assist last year in this competition. Plays with the Canadian futsal team. You saw his composure. Beats the first defender on the dribble on the sideline, immediately knows where the runners are, gets that ball into the box on the ground. Space here, though, for the goal scorer, and he makes it 3. A hat trick for Herbert de Souza, and the response is immediate. What a 10 minutes for the Brazilian attacker. He's got 3 goals in this second half, and he steals the momentum back for his side. You could not ask for a better response for this team playing in your first ever TST. You come out with the momentum, you get the 2 goals. Mississauga steals one back, and they're feeling good. And the immediate response, we have seen him score a similar goal now in this half. You cannot let him get to his right foot. That is very clear now to this Mississauga group.
Liga Fut7 leads Mississauga Dolphins 3-1.
So how do the Dolphins now keep their heads up and respond? Chamellet comes to the ball, clears it out wide immediately on his first touch to Hussein. Omar Hussein closed down by yellow jerseys. He cannot keep possession, and the goal scorer is off on the run. Looking for his 4th of this half. He pulls it back, and it's just wide. It is automatic when he gets to that right foot, anywhere near the box. He has done the damage, and he tries to do it once again. Always having eyes for that far post. Mississauga may be a little fortunate. Once again, they have it tackled away. It's a turnover in an overexposed moment when they're pushing numbers forward. It leaves them exposed on the defense. Stuck in the corner now is Lee Victor Masunda, one of the leaders of this team, full-time Mississauga Dolphin player. Trying to put this into the box now, and Rose's corner kick is turned over. Chamellet will never be sped up in the way he plays. It's what makes him so good in these small-sided games where there's not a ton of space. He's able to use his touch and his physicality to always keep possession, and I think you'll see him move inside a little more as this half goes along. The shot knocked down. Souza immediately to the goal scorer. And Mississauga has to be alert to the danger. Snuck inside now. Rotated all the way across. Looking for space to shoot. The cross comes in. I think Rosalindo was trying to sneak that one in the near post. Quickly retaken, and now can the Canadian side take advantage of the substitution? It's laid off. Space around the keeper, knocked over, and we've got a penalty. Liga Fut makes the mistake. They make a sub. Mississauga, during the line change, able to play quickly, able to break through against a depleted group. And not much else Christian Hernandez could do off his line. Gets called for the foul. And now Liga Fut are asking, can they make a substitution and bring Rodrigo back on as a PK specialist? Rodrigo just bigger, I think, from a minimum. Whether or not he's better at penalties, I don't know. And this is a big chance here. It'll be Maxim Koval, the Toronto-born Ukrainian who has played across the world in Poland, New Zealand, Germany, and Canada. And a chance here from the spot to bring his team within a goal once more. The penalty taken, saved by Rodrigo! Subbed on just for the penalty, and the Brazilian goalkeeper, two-time World Cup winner, shows why. Quickly taken from Mississauga. Rodrigo off his line once again. Chamellet tries to push it back in immediately. And Liga Fut just pushing all the right buttons here in this second half. Every time it looks like the door has opened for this Canadian group, they are not able to burst through. Liga Fut holding on here. We are approaching the final 5 minutes of this second half. As this cross is played in, Chamellet defends. Reminder, we have target score time coming up. So as of now, we'd set it the mark at 4 as Rose, a touch pass, Rodrigo. Rose settles, and he volleys it home. Raheem Rose, 2 goals last year at TST. He adds another one this year. One of the few moments for a player to stretch the back line here in this small-sided game. Rodrigo had made the penalty kick save, stood on his head, but beaten there. And Mississauga, once again, hanging around. They've pulled within 1.
Mississauga Dolphins goal scored by.
Question now is, can they hold this for a little bit? They conceded within a minute last time of scoring. Can the Dolphins grow into this one now in this second half? David Goss with you here from Cary, North Carolina. WakeMed Soccer Park, the site of the 2025 TST for the 3rd straight time. As the fans start to filter in, the teams ready to go here this opening day of men's group stage action. The women will kick off coming up tomorrow. But 48 teams across 12 different groups. The top 2 go through in every group. It means every game, every goal matters. And all of these teams trying to get off to the right start here in this opening set of matches. Liga Fut now trying to get themselves organized here. They've been opened up a little bit in this second half. The long ball on the ground, dangerously played. It's turned over. Here's a chance for the Canadian squad, and a big tackle made there by Christian Solaris. Solaris now charging through a number of white jerseys. It was one of those can't-lose moments for the defender, and beautifully done for the Guatemalan in the back line. Liga Fut right now not quite as comfortable in their build-outs as we've seen this one. More cleanly done. Acres of space to run into. The recovery run, though, coming for this Mississauga group. Now it'll go all the way back to the goalkeeper as we approach our first target score time of the tournament. So we saw Rodrigo come on here for the PK. Started the first half. Now Christian Hernandez Urbina getting to play out the second half. It'll be interesting to see who Liga Fut chooses to go to as their goalkeeper for target score time. As I mentioned to you, this Mississauga team has Carlos Ceballos on the bench. The goalkeeper, Uruguayan Canadian, scored 2 goals and had an assist as a target score goalkeeping specialist last year, playing for Reggae Rovers at the time. The Rovers back in this tournament, one of the favorites A number of players in their group who have full international experience with some Caribbean nations, Jamaican international, Soca Warriors as well. There is an incredible level of experience at this third ever TST like we've never seen before. Andy Carroll will be playing under Stephen Ireland's team, the former Liverpool and Newcastle striker. Of course, on the women's side, Carly Lloyd and Hope Solo coming to this tournament as TST continues to grow year after year. And now you see what we expect to see in target score time as the goalkeepers get more involved in the possession. 5 goals in this second half. We've got 1 minute to go, and then we will set our target score time. The Dolphins would love to be equal at that point, but either way, both of these teams are in this game for this opening group stage match here in Group A. Any stoppage times at the discretion of our referee. Good work here under pressure, and we do get the foul. So an opportunity late in the half for this Liga Fut side. So the clock will stop right at 20. No stoppage time. The referee holding for this free kick to be taken in the final seconds. The shot comes in. It was off the outside of the post, off a deflection, so dangerous moments. Liga Fut pad their lead a little bit here, give them some breathing space into target score time. This one clipped all the way back to midfield. Now rotating in possession, the long strike, and it's able to find the back post. A stunner here in the dying moments of this first half to make it a 4-2 lead for this Liga Fut squad. What a moment for Liga Fut. They'd lost a ton of the momentum. They steal it back here in the dying moments of this half, and they make it 2. Joselino on the far post. Liga Fut had lost the game here in this second half, and they stretched the lead back to a 5-2 lead. It was the goal scorer, Herbert de Sousa, with the assist, setting that one up. Might have the most dangerous right foot in this tournament. What a huge moment for this team in their first ever targets or TST game, heading to their first ever target score time. That's exactly what you want for this group, to be able to do so with a ton of padding. It has happened so fast to this Mississauga team that felt like they had grown into it. As that volley goes over the crossbar. What an end to this second half, but we're not done yet. The target score is set at 6. First team to 6 will walk away as a winner of this Group A match. It's closer for Liga Fut, but the time cannot run out on Mississauga Dolphins. They always have a chance in this one. It's the beauty of TST. And of the two teams, they are the only one that has players who have played in this tournament before. La Bombonera and Abarotero Hidalgo, two other teams in this group. But what a half we had. 7 goals between the two teams. So you see the rules on your screen there for target score time. We have set it at 6. So 1 goal for Liga Fut. This thing's over. But 4 goals continuous for this Mississauga squad, and they start with the victory. Every 3 minutes, we will take a player off the field. So we will go down to 6v6, 5v5, all the way down to 2v2 if necessary. That is the furthest down you can go. If there is a red card at that point, we'd add an extra player for one team so that they play 3v2, so you never end up with just the one player on the field. Running substitutions as usual in this target score time, so you can continue to change players off and on, and whoever scores that target score goal will win for themselves, not just the game, but the Adidas Golden Fleece Scarf, which will be awarded on the field here at the end of the game. Pasha Luxury out to an early start in their game, a 3-0 lead. Hashtag United leading local squad Tobacco Road 2-1, who we'll see on this field coming up in a little bit. So we approach target score time here in just a moment from TST. It is.
Oh, nice. So I'll bring you on. Cool. Thanks, man.
You're good on one, Gary? Okay. But you're, yeah, I'll go with you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, they wouldn't buy something. Okay, cool.
I will peacefully stick around.
We have kicked off our first target score time of the 2025 TST tournament here from Cary, North Carolina. David Goss with you on the tournament's YouTube page. The Canadian side, Mississauga Dolphins, the number of experienced players, cutting the lead to 3-2 in the dying last 2 minutes of the second half before an offensive explosion. Joselindo, 2 goals in a span of a minute to close out, and we have set the target score time at 6 with a 5-2 lead right now for this Liga Fut7 squad. Mississauga trying to be patient here. Reminder that a player will be pulled off the field, and here is Mississauga's ace up the sleeve, Carlos Zabayos, coming on in goal for the first minutes of this game. 2 goals and an assist last year in target score time play. The Uruguayan indoor national team player makes the save off his line. The second attempt at it. He gets a finger to the ball, and it'll be a corner kick. So he's out there for his feet, but he still has to be a goalie first. And a huge save in the opening moments there to keep his team alive. Any goal is a winner and a walk-off for this Liga Foot team. They've shown their composure in this second half, coming out at a halftime whistle, scoring within a minute. Andre Dos Santos lurking on the top of the box, number 4 for this Liga Foot side. A nice target for them to play off of as they show their composure here. For Liga Foot, the question is, how do you create the opening without exposing yourself on the counter? The space comes as you pull players off the field, but it also means that you have to defend more space. So it's not always to the advantage of the team with the lead, as Rose now closes down the keeper. Liga Foot starting to lead in possession. Big tackle here. It's one back by Liga Foot, and then the foul called in their favor. Both these teams still getting their feet set in this competition. A number of fouls so far in this one. You don't often see that here at TST. So Christian Hernandez stays in goal for this Liga Fut side. So the players will be pulled off the field now at the next stoppage. So not during the live run of play, whether that's an out of bounds, a foul, or whatever it is, or a goal. One player will be pulled off the field for both teams, and we will go down from 7v7 to 6v6. It's Mississauga looking to put a little bit more pressure on here defensively, trying to force the mistake. The big switch coming. They're saying closing down. Chamalay stretching out to defend.
Liga Fut7, 5, Mississauga Dolphins 2. First team to 6 will be the victor.
And so now that's a slow enough portion of the play for the referee to pull a player off the field for both these teams. So Dos Santos and Chamalay, those players. Running subs still remain, so any player can come back on the field or stay involved as Joselindo, who's got 2 goals so far, steps onto the field once again for this Liga Fut side. Interestingly enough, Herbert de Souza, who's got the hat trick and an assist in this one, not on the field in these moments. Trying to refresh and reset. It's not long games, but with the nature of a small-sided game, there's so much energy put on your legs every single moment. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to rest. And so these coaches have to be judicious in the way they rotate their squads. And as I have said, this is just the first of 2 games today for these teams. Long ball up the sideline. And the foul there. Joselindo goes down. We've got our first yellow card of the game coming. And it is to the big center back, Saab Kula. The Mississauga native. Played college soccer here in the U.S. with Cleveland State and then in the ACC with Rutgers. Or the Big Ten. I don't know where schools play anymore. I will be totally honest. So the free kick coming. It'll be Joselindo. He's got 2 goals already. It's deflected. It falls for Rose. Can Rose take advantage in transition here? Past the first defender. Closed down by yellow jerseys. Rose somehow keeps possession. Switches it to the far side. Laid off. The shot is blocked. Kula picked up the yellow card. Trying to make up for it on the other end. Right there for the layoff from Yoma as this one's now knocked down in the box. So Mississauga showing their threat as the Dolphins look to get on the attack here. They've got some ground to make up, but they've got a chance to do it here in target score time. So next stoppage will pull another player off the field for these 2 teams, and we will go down to 5v5. Ceballos now stepping off his line for the first time and looking to get involved in the attack. Pressure coming immediately. Played up the middle. Not a ton of space here for Reed to work with. Has it knocked away, and now we will pull one more player off the field. Ceballos, super comfortable playing as an indoor goalkeeper in tight spaces with the ball at his feet. Chamalay, one of the best at TST we've seen over the years at directing things as the game breaks down in target score time. He loves to come from that deep defensive position, able to charge forward, but this is a dangerous moment now. Liga Fut was trying to take advantage of Ceballos off his line. Now it's a chance for Mississauga. Played across, keeper off his line. Still out. No chance to shoot. Finally gets it away. And it goes just wide. And no corner kick coming. And now we will pull a player off the field for these two teams. So Mississauga, they've shown their threat, they've shown their danger, but they have to start finding some results from it. As the game opens up, as players come off the field, goals will come, and it only takes one for this Liga Fut team to take the 3 points from this opening game. Group A action, the opening game of the tournament. The top two teams in every group will move on to the next round. That one's turned over. Chamelet up the line for Reed. Reed closed down, trying to use the pace of the ball in his favor. This game is so tight. There's not a lot of space to run onto. Silva now directing a little bit out of the back line, pushing Hernandez wide. D'Souza sitting on those 3 goals, the bite kick to open up this half. One of the best goals you will see at TST, you'll see anywhere in the world. Not only do you have to get up and make clean contact, but the goals are so small. You still have to find the back of the net after all of that work. It was an unbelievable goal, as we have seen a lot here. 7 goals combined in the second half. We have at least one more in store for us here, as this game has to end on a goal. It has to end on a walk-off. The Mississauga Dolphins last year playing as Toronto Athletic had the biggest comeback in TST history from 4 goals behind. They'd have to do it once again here if they're going to get a victory in the opening match. Ceballos' shot always rising over the crossbar. We had a PK saved in that second half on top of the 7 goals we saw. Silva there beats the first defender. Layoff. Space now to work for all these players. Jorge De Leon back to the feet of Silva. Rose closes him down. It's turned over. And Hernandez able to get back onto his line. The goalkeepers, as they start to cheat a little, you see every player, the moment they win it back, immediately take a look up and see if they've got an opportunity to chip the keeper from distance. Chamelet will be in no rush. Former Canadian Futsal Player of the Year. 3rd time here at TST. This is what he does at his best. Close down now. Play down the line. Space to cross to the on-running attacker. And the shot not able to be directed on frame. Recovered by the Dolphins. By the way, great name. The Mississauga Dolphins originally started as a cricket club in Mississauga. Has now adopted soccer as one of the club sports, as Ceballos is closed down. Chamelet under pressure, has to push it up the line. Silva goes for the full field shot, and he's not able to wrap his laces around that one. But that is going to be one of the ideas as we now will go down another player for these two teams, and the space will open up. The target score is set at 6. It is next goal wins for Liga Fut. The Dolphins have a lot of work to do, but they've been the more dangerous team here, as we are down to 4v4. 3 field players and the goalie for both these teams. Who can take advantage of this space? The Dolphins have to start being the aggressor, because there's no way you can defend. As Ceballos will be even more crucial. He subs off now for a field player. So now an opportunity for the Dolphins to add another attacker to the field, but it means they'll be exposed right when they turn it over. Ceballos waiting to come back on at the midfield line. But you have to make that change on the fly, and there's a chance to break. You're in trouble. Rose with the shot. He curls it over, and now immediately the swap as Ceballos gets back on the field. Liga Fut's going to have to be more aggressive next time as the subs have to sprint on the field. Rose wins this one cleanly. He's closed down by D'Souza. Rose now, he draws the free kick. And Ceballos will come back on. So the free kick called. Once again, the Dolphins make the change. We are still at 4v4 action here in target score time. Every 3 minutes at the next stoppage, we'll pull off another player till we get to 2v2. The Dolphins hanging around, but they haven't been able to find the first goal to start to chip into this lead. Any mistake would mean Liga Fut would steal the points. Chamelet steps forward to the far post. It was perfectly set up, but the finish just not there. It was the chance that this team's been waiting for. It was Koval on the far post, and he could not get his foot on that one. And so now, this Liga Fut group will look to possess things themselves. They're in no rush to make the keeper change, so they'll leave Hernandez on the field here. You've got Joselindo on the field, who's got 2 goals, the last 2 of that second half. You've got Kristen Quintana, Guatemalan defender, as well as Angel Castro, one of the MASL players on this team. As that shot is blocked, it'll go out for a corner kick. Ceballos holding the ball there as he looks to direct. Now, for the goalkeeper, Hernandez, he can go wherever he wants. There's no restriction, so he can step in to the attack as much as he wants to. And it's played to the far post to Joselinda, who cannot bring it down. And we are down now. Another player for these two teams. So it is 3v3 action as Ceballos will sub off in favor of a natural field player for this Dolphins squad. They've got a game plan in this target score time, but they have not been able to put one in the back of the net. So we can only go down as far as 2v2. We are almost there in this first target score time of the 2025 TST tournament. Third time ever here in Cary, North Carolina. The road to $1 million is set for these squads, and they are trying to get off to the best start they can in a Group A that has the reigning champions La Bombonera looming in their next 2 games. Chamelet out wide. Now he's closed down a little bit. It's the balance between composure and aggression that'll be the difference here for these teams. At some point, you have to take a risk. Chamelet now going to work this one back. Sneaks it across. The shot comes in. What a save from Hernandez. Coming across goal. These keepers are going to be exposed in target score time. And he had to make the save. Chamelet goes for the close corner kick. The first defender beaten. Another chance here for the Dolphins. It's played in, and the goal. So the Dolphins cut the lead down, trying to work their way back. It's 5-3 on the road to that 6th goal, which will be the winner for one of these two teams. So now can Liga Fut close things down? A chance here to seal it. The shot from the keeper over the crossbar. And so Liga Fut leaves the door open here once again. Sebastian Lopez wearing the goalie jersey with the goal just moments ago. He's back on the field. It's 5-3, first to 6 wins. The Mississauga Dolphins, under the guidance of Lorenzo Redwood, his third time at this tournament. He led the greatest comeback in TST history last year from 4-0 down to a 5-4 win. He's looking to equal it once again. You can see him on the edge of the field, just playing every kick with his team. And Chamelet, one of the best in the game, as Lopez breaks forward. Lopez, and it's off the outside of the post. He says it took a touch. Hernandez says no save. And it's a turnover here. And possession back to Liga Fut. And now Ceballos trying to get back on the field. And D'Souza misses the open goal. It's the chance Liga Fut's been waiting for. They cannot take advantage. And we are down now to 2v2. This is the lowest we can get. We will play out 2v2 until one of these teams scores the 6th and winning goal of the game for their team. There is no room for error now for the Dolphins. Any turnover in a bad area probably leads to a goal the other way. Herbert D'Souza, who has a hat trick in this second half for Liga Fut, the lone field player on the field with Christian Hernandez, the goalkeeper. A chance to walk this one down now for Franz Mella. Seba Lopez already has a goal here in target score time. Can he make it 2? And he misses! The Dolphins not able to take advantage of their chances. Now Hernandez will come off. This Liga Fut squad will go with 2 field players to restart play. And you have to think they're hoping to close the door here. Incorrectly taken goal kick. And the only interesting here, does Rose try to mark D'Souza? D'Souza smartly comes back into the box to take it. Now D'Souza's in 1v1. This is the opportunity. He's sitting on a hat trick, trying to make it 4, trying to make it a winner. D'Souza knocked away. A chance here for the rotated goalkeeper. The shot, and Liga Fut7 have won their first ever TST game. They take the goal. They win the 3 points to open up Group A action, and they move to first place in the opening session of the day.
Mississauga Dolphins 3.
What a match to open things up. That's what TST has for you. Every game ends in a walk-off. Every game has drama, and you are never out of it as we continue on here for a full 14 hours of soccer action from TST. On this field, we've got Villarreal, 10-15 FC, 2 returning teams coming up, but you've got games all across the field. You've got games on YouTube and ESPNU all day. We'll be back with all of your action as Liga Fut7. They are 6-3 winners in the opening match of Group A play from 2025 TST.
Yeah, the goalkeeper thing is tough. Interesting. It's number 1 is Rodrigo, was not him. I don't know which one he was. It's like you have to hope you remember.